Hello everyone! So right now we will move on to the sequences and series, and this is also part of numbers and part of the patterns around us. And of course, numbers has this what we call sequences and series that we really need to know, or the patterns that we also need to know. Now when we say sequences and series, these are actually, no, we have here the definition for a sequence. A sequence is a list of something. It could be a list of numbers called number sequence. A number sequence can be denoted as a sub-n, where n refers to the number of terms that a sequence have. So let us all not forget nga gidenote nato ang sequence or ang number sequence as capital letter A and N. Sub na has sub N. So if we were gonna talk about number sequence, we will just use this symbol here, which is A sub N. And we are talking about the number sequence. And the N there refers to the number of terms. So ikapila nga term. Now, no, the number of terms that a sequence have. Each of the numbers being listed on the sequence is called term. So again, each of the numbers being listed on a sequence is called term. So later, no, makabalura ta unsa ng mga term, unsa ng number of terms, unsa ng sequence, or A sub n. No? Each term is being separated by a comma. A number sequence can be either finite or infinite. And when we say a finite sequence, it is a sequence with a fixed number of terms, while an infinite sequence has infinite number of terms, that is, can also be observed of having an ellipsis, which is the tutuldok, tuldok, no, tuldok, which means it goes infinitely, okay, on the end. The series naman, since we have there the sequence, now if we talk about the series, this is the summation or total value of the terms in a sequence, which means the summation, or from the word sum, no, na kibali i-add nato tanan, nakuha nato ng mga answers or value sa kada term ng sequence. No? It is denoted as S sub n. Capital letter S, and then we have sub n, small letter n, where n again is the number of terms to be added. Okay, so for number sequence, we denote that as A sub n. For the series, we denote that as S sub n. Now, let's go first to arithmetic sequence. Unsa ning arithmetic? A sequence is arithmetic if the differences between consecutive terms are the same. Okay, let's define first consecutive terms. Unsa nang consecutive terms? Nagsunod na mga terms. Okay? Like for example, we have here 4, 9, 14, 19, and 24. So consecutive, no, nagsunod like si 4 ug si 9, nagsunod si 9 ug si 14, nagsunod. And then for us to know if that is an arithmetic sequence, kay kung ato i-minus ang mga nagsunod na mga terms, dapat same siya sa uban. Like for example, 9 minus 4 equals 5. 14 minus 9 is 5. 19 minus 14 is 5. 24 minus 19 is also 5. Which means we have there the common difference D is 5. So we can call that as an arithmetic sequence because they have a common difference 5. Again, matawag na nato siya na arithmetic sequence ang usa ka sequence kung i-minus nato ang mga nagsunod na mga terms na aside the same na value of number. Or we call that common difference. Okay? So this sequence here, kining si 4, 9, 14, 19, 24 is an example of an arithmetic sequence. Kay ngano pa gani, nganong gitawag or ma-example si na arithmetic sequence? Because they have a common difference, which is 5. Sige no, so ato na ita sa sequence. So, kini siya, this is a sequence because it is a list of numbers. But, of course, we have this one here, 4, di ba? 4 is what we call the first term, or A sub 1. So again, earlier, no, we talk about katong A sub 1, C4. That is the first term. Atong second term dito is 9. Third term nato is katong na yung sunod, and then fourth term, and then fifth term, yan na siya. Now, we will be talking about the formula. So, the formula for arithmetic sequence is we have here A sub n equals A sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. Okay? Now, si A sub 1 nato, mao niyang atong first term. Again, mao niyang atong first term. Si A sub n nato, mao niyang ato the nth term. Again, this is the nth term. Si d nato is the common difference, and si n nato is for the number of term from A1 to A sub n. So this is the number of terms. So let's have an example. Okay, so balikon sa day nato, no, before I forgot, that again, C4 mo niyang ato first term. C9 mo niya to second term, 14 is our third term, 19 is our fourth term, 24 is our fifth term. Now, if I were gonna ask you, what do you think is our sixth term? And we can say that it is 29 because basing from our previous examples here that we add kada term 5, that is why makaingon ta that that's 29 because we add 5 to 24 and that becomes 29 for this arithmetic sequence. Okay? Now, we have here another example that find the first 5 terms of the sequence and determine if it is arithmetic. Again, find the first 5 terms of the sequence and determine if it is arithmetic. Unsa pagalit ti mailhan nato na arithmetic ang isa ka sequence? If kana siya ang ilang mga common difference is if naa sila'y common difference. Unsa nang common? Pariha sila if we subtract the consecutive terms. But here, naata diri general term, no? Or we have here A sub n equals 1 plus n minus 1 times 4. So, before ta makakuha ng mga values, ana, i-substitute anay nato ang ato mga first term. So, if we will be talking about the first term, no, if we will gonna ask for the first term, or what is the first term, no, of course, ang ato da na n is 1. Di ba kay A sub n man siya? So, our n there is 1. So, we will just substitute 1 to n para makuha nato kung pila ang ato first term. So, we have here 1 plus 1 minus 1 times 4 equals. So, 1 minus 1, that's 0 times 4, 0. So, 1 plus 0, that is equal to 1. So, si 1 nato is ato first term. How about ang ikaduha nato nga term? Pila man ang ikaduha na term? So, we have here, A sub 2 equals 1 plus 2 minus 1 times 4 equals. 2 minus 1, ano, sa gitna to ang parentheses, PEMDAS, right? So, 2 minus 1, that's 1 times 4, that is 4 pa rin. So, 1 plus 4, that is equal to 5. Now, if our third term, no, what is our third term? So, we will just substitute 3 to n. So, we have here 1 plus 3 minus 1 times 4 equals. 3 minus 1, that's 2 times 4, that's 8. So, 1 plus 8, that is equal to 9. How about our fourth term? So, we will again substitute 4 to n. So, we have there 1 plus 4 times 1 times 4 is equal to, no, 4 minus 1, that's 3 times 4, that's 12. 1 plus 12, that is 13. Now, for our fifth term, we will just have to substitute 5 to n, since we are looking for the fifth term. So, we have here 1 plus 5 minus 1 times 4. And 5 minus 1 is 4. You multiply it to 4, then we have 16. So, 1 plus 16, that is equal to 17. And of course, for us to determine if this is an arithmetic sequence or not, we will subtract consecutive terms, no? Kada term nila, kung naa ba sila ay the same na difference. So, 5 minus 1, that's 4. 9 minus 5, that's 4 again. And then 13 minus 9, that is still 4. and 17 minus 13, that is also 4. So they all have the same difference, or we call that again common difference. Now we can say that it is an arithmetic sequence because once again they have a common difference. Now let's have here an example. So we have here once again the formula for the nth term of an arithmetic sequence, and that is a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times t. So these are common difference once again. N is our number of terms, a sub 1 is our first term, and a sub n is our first term. Now we have here example. Now find the eighth term of the sequence 20, 22, 24, and 26. Again, we will gonna look for the eighth term of the sequence. Of course, we have to know first that 20 is our first term, right? So again, once again, people, our first term there is 20. And also, we have to check the given sequence if it is arithmetic by solving the common difference t. That is, okay, we have to know what are, or first na pangutana nato na kinahanglan mahibawon is if that is an arithmetic sequence. Kasi kung arithmetic siya, then ang ato gamiton na formula is this formula here. No, a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times t. If it is arithmetic. So we will have to check kada terms sa ilang common difference, or again, if they have common difference for us to call them an arithmetic sequence. So we will subtract 22 to 20, that's 2. 24 minus 22, that's 2 again. And 26 minus 24, that is again 2. So that means they have a common difference, and we can call this as an arithmetic sequence. So ang ato common difference is 2. Next, substitute to the formula in finding for the eighth term of the given sequence, considering that your n is equal to 8. Nganong si n is equal to 8 man, because we are looking for the nth term. Again, ang ato gipangita kay si nth term. O, 8th term pala. So, n nato is equal to 8. Our a sub 1 there is si 20. And our common difference is si 2. Okay? So, ato ra siya i-substitute sa formula. So, a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times t. So, n nato is 8. So, alista nato siya ng a sub 8 because we are looking once again, people, for the 8th term. And then our a sub 1 is 20. Our n is 8 minus 1. Our common difference is 2. So we have there, no? 8 minus 1, that is 7. And 7 times 2, that's 14. So 20 plus 14, we have there 34. So our 8th term of the arithmetic sequence is 34. Basisiwra? Okay. So let's go to the series of the first n terms of an arithmetic sequence. So when we talk about the series, we are actually talking about the summation of each terms. Again, when we talk about series of the first n terms of an arithmetic sequence, we are actually looking for the summation of the value of each term. So like for example, natay sequence na 2, 4, 6. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So ang ato first term si 2, ang ato fifth term si 10. So if we will look for the series of the first 5 terms, magpasabot, ato daw i-add ang 5 ka term sugod sa pinaka first term. So like for example, first term nato is 2 to 10. Ang last term nato is 10, or fifth term nato is 10. So ato ra i-add siya because we are looking for the series of the first 5 terms. So i-add nato siya, that's 2 plus 4, that's 6, plus 6, that's 12, plus 8, that's 20. Sakto ba? 12 plus 8, 20. Plus 10, that's 30. So that means the summation of the first 5 terms, or we call that the series of the first 5 terms is 30 for that specific sequence. Okay, mo na ang pasabot sa series ha. Okay, we have here given an arithmetic sequence where a sub 1 nato is our first term, same ra. Ang ato a sub n is the nth term. The series of the first n terms is given by, okay, so same para dili ma-complicate ang ato mga, or dili ta magkalisod-lisod, we have this formula na mas mapadali nato ang ato trabaho. Kay, like for example, mangita ko ng what is the series of the first 1 million terms. So, lisod gihapon siya. So, we will just use this formula for us to make our complicated ano na mga or life or things into simple things. So, we have this formula S sub n equals n over 2 times a sub 1 plus a sub n. So, si S sub n mao nang ato series of the first n terms. Si n nato diha mao ni ang ato number of terms kini. Si a sub 1 this is our first term pa rin, and si a sub n this is our nth terms. Okay, given an example here. Find the series of the first 50 terms of the arithmetic sequence if the first term is 21 and the 20th term is 154. So again, tangitaon daw nato ang series or summation of the first 50 terms. But pasabot, pangitaw nato ang first term, second term, third term, padulong sa 50th term, and then we will add them. Okay, like for example, ang first term is kini. Tapos ipang-add na nato siya kada term. Okay? And then, pag-add nato siya kada term, mo na nga ito gitawag na series of the first n terms. And then, pangitaw nato sa kini or ang given method nato in finding the first 50 terms of this arithmetic sequence, we have here a given na 21 ang ato first term. Okay? Ang ato 20th term is 154. So again, naratay given na ang ato first term is 21, ang ato 20th term is 154. Ang ato for balik ta gyud. Let's not all forget na mo balik ta sa ato formula. Again, let's all not forget na balik ta sa ato formula. And then, lantawon nato sa kung unsa ra ang given na gihatag sa ato. So, ingon diri no, namantay n, no? So, ang n, nabatay n, of course, si 50, di ba? Divide to, ang ato first term is si 21. Kaya nga mata diri sa to given that our first term is 21. But, wala tay a sub n. Okay, buto sabot, wala tay a sub 50. Again, wala tay a sub 50. So, pangitahon sa nato si a sub 50 using the formula kagaina sa ato arithmetic sequence. Again, una na to nahimuon. First, solve for d using the formula a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. That is, so again, pangitahon sa nato si a sub 50 using this formula. But, the question there is, kung pangitaon nato si a sub 50, okay, of course, a sub 50 ta, no? Now, ato anay tan-awon, kung naabatay given. Natay a sub 1, di ba? Ang ato first term is 21. Si n nato is 50 because we are looking for the 50th term. But the question there is that, naabatay common difference. Kabalo ba ta sa common difference? Of course, wala. So, before ta mangita sa a sub 50, pangitaon sa nato si common difference. Okay, so since napamantay another given which is ang ato 20th term na 154, so, gamito nato ang given nato na first term is 21 and ang 20th term which is 154 to find for our common difference. So, we have here, again, the formula for arithmetic sequence. We have a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. So, gamito nato si a sub 20. Again, the 20th term. Okay, so ato n diha is 20 because we are looking for common difference. And then our first term is 21 plus ang ato n 20 because we are butang nato there is a sub 20, diba? So ang ato n is 20 minus 1 times d. So we will solve for d. Now, ang ato ika-20th term is 154, diba? Again, pila man ang ika-20th term. So, given na siya na 154, so we will just put it there, 154 equals 21 plus, nganong na 19d naman na siya. Because sa taas, gi-minus na to, 20 minus 1, that's 19. I-multiply na to siya sa d, that's 19d. So we have here 154 equals 21 plus 19d. So we will solve for d. That is why we will subtract both sides by 21. So pag ato na ni siya i-subtract ng 21 here, and sa pikas minusan sad nato siya ng 21. So this one here cancel because 21 minus 21 is 0. And 154 minus 21, that is 133. And ang nabili na kan sa right side is si 19D. Now, of course, for us to solve for D, dapat ang mabilin sa right side should be D lang yun. So, we divide both sides by 19. So, 19D divided by 19, cancel si 19, ang mabilin si D. 133 divided by 19, that is equal to 7. So, naanatay common difference na 7. Again, our common difference is 7. So, since our common difference is 7, so, nanatay common difference, nanatay first term, and naatay, makakita na ta sa a sub 50. So, next is we will find for a sub 50, and that is a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times t. So, we will look for a sub 50, and our first term is 21, n nato is 50 because we are using a sub 50, right? So, minus 1, and ang ato common difference is 7. That's why 50 minus 1, that's 49. Multiply by 7, that's 343. Add ng 21, that's 364. That means our a sub 50 is 364. We are not yet done because we are still looking for the series of the first 50 terms. Okay, so again, balik ta sa formula na S sub n equals n over 2 times a sub 1 plus a sub n. So again, we will gonna look for S sub 50 because we are looking for the series of the 50 terms of the arithmetic sequence. Ang ato first term is si 21, di ba? Ang ato last term or a sub 50 is 364. So kini nato gamiton. Substitute nato si 364 diha. N nato is 50, first term 21. Okay. Now we will add 21 plus 364, that's 385. And then 50 divided by 2, that's 25. And then we will multiply 25 to 385, that is 9,625. And therefore, the series of the first 50 terms of this arithmetic sequence is 9,625. Nasabtan ra? Okay, now let's proceed to the geometric sequence and series. Okay, so kung gaya na arithmetic sequence and series, right now we will be talking about geometric sequence and series. Again, kung sa arithmetic sequence, matawag siya na arithmetic sequence if naa siya common difference sa ija sequence. Karon matawag siya na geometric sequence, no? If, no, this is a sequence in which each term is obtained by multiplying the preceding term by a fixed number. Again, multiplying the preceding term by a fixed number. So, kung gaina, nagisgutan ng common difference, no, na ang kada terms or consecutive terms kay dapat na sila common difference. So, subtraction ang operation nga gigamit. Karon, we are talking about multiplication, which means we are looking for a common ratio. Again, common ratios. Arithmetic sequence is common difference. Sa geometric sequence, we are talking about the common ratio. But kasabot, kada term, no, dapat na sila'y common ratio. So like for example, no, formula for the nth term of a geometric sequence. Let's go muna pala sa formula. The nth term or the a sub 1 of a geometric sequence with first term a sub 1 and common ratio r is given by the formula. So we have here a sub n equals a sub 1 times r to the power of n minus 1. So, for example, find the eighth term of the geometric sequence 24, 12, 6, and 3. Again, 24, 12, 6, and 3. So, this is 24 is our first term. Our second term is 12. Our third term is 6. And our fourth term is 3. So, giunsa man ni nato siya. Unsa may ilang common ratio. Matawag nato siya na geometric sequence if naa sila'y common ratio. So, unsa may ilang common ratio. So, kanang nagsunod ra gihapon no ng mga terms. So unsa may gi-divide nato sa 24 na mo abot siya ng 12. That is wait lang ha, basin maglibog mo. Multiplying the preceding term. Okay? Unsa yato gi-multiply sa 24 na mo result siya ng 12. That is 1/2. Bakit po, ma'am? 24 times 1, that is 24. Sakto? And then, of course, kini siya na amang gyud na tanan na mga whole numbers nato na sila denominator na 1. Okay? So, 1 times 2, that's 2. 24 divided by 2 is 12. So, nakakwanta ng 12. And then, unsa gi-multiply nato sa 12 na moabot siya ng 6, that is 1/2 pa rin. And 6 times 1/2, that is 3. So that means, kay naaman sila same na ratio or common ratio which is 1/2, ang tawag sa iya na sequence is geometric sequence. Okay? So now, if we will gonna find for the 8th term daw of this one here, no, sa 24, 12, 6, 3, ana siya. So, pwede ra sad ta magtinamban kung dali ra. Pero if mag-abot na siya ng grabe kadagko ng mga numbers, lisod na siya tinambanon. So, we will just have to use this formula. No? So, natay a sub n equals a sub 1. Si r na, a sub 1 pa rin is the first term. Si r nato is the common ratio and n is the number of terms. So, okay, pangitaw nato, natay, ang ato a sub 1 is 24. Ato common ratio is 1/2. Ang ato n is 8 because we are looking for the 8th term. Okay, then, ato na ipangbutang, no, a sub 8 equals, first term nato is 24, and then the common ratio is 1/2, and then we have there, n is 8 minus 1. So, 8 minus 1, that's 7. Of course, si 1/2, i-multiply nato siya kapito. Sa ija ka galingon kat 7. Okay, 1/2. Kalisod ba ini? 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2. Pila naman? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 1/2. So, 7. So, 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, that is 1 ra gihapon, right? And then, 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8 times 2, 16 times 2, 32. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8 times 2, 16 times 2, 32 times 2, 64 times 2, 128. So, our answer here is 1/128. Kini pa ha, 1/2 to the 7 or to the power of 7. And then, si 128, i-multiply pa na nimo siya sa 24. Again, ha, as what I have said earlier that ang ato mga whole numbers, nagid na sila denominator na 1. So, 24 times 1, that is 24. Okay? And then 1 times 128, that is 128. So, ma-reduce ba nato sila by lowest term? Of course, ma-reduce, no? Unsa man? By 8. So, divide nato siya, no? Pag mag-divide ta 24, pag mag-reduce ta to sa lowest term, di ba? No, basic. So, 128, sorry ha, siluan ako sa i-divide nato siya by 8 over 8. That's why 24 divided by 8, that's 3. And 128 divided by 8, that is 16. Therefore, the 8th term is 3 over 16. And that is for the geometric sequence and series. Now let's go to the series of the first n terms of a geometric sequence. Same pa rin sa arithmetic, but of course, naray kalahian as to their formula. Okay, we are still looking for the series or the summation of each terms. Okay, kada terms of the first n terms of a geometric series. So, the series of a finite geometric sequence is calculated by the formula. So we have here S sub n equals a sub 1 times 1 minus r to the power of n over 1 minus r. So again, our S sub n there is just the series of the first n terms. A sub 1 is the first term, and si r nato is our common ratio, and n there is our number of terms. Okay, so let's have an example for this one. I think mas dali-dali rin siya. Find the series of the first 12 terms of the geometric sequence 3, negative 9, 27, negative 81, 243. So first, consider that we have a sub 1 nato is 3. And then our common ratio is, unsa man gi-multiply sa 3 nga nahimong negative 9. That is 3 times negative 3. Negative 3. Negative 9 times negative 3 is 27, positive. So, our common ratio here is negative 3. Then, we will be solving for the S12 or the series of the first 12 terms of this geometric sequence. So, again, our first term, natay S sub 12 equals, first term nato is 3, and then 1 minus, common ratio nato is negative 3 here, and then n nato is 12 over 1 minus negative 3. So, giyan sa mani nato siya. Of course, si negative 3, no, since to the power of 12 man na siya, that means negative 3 na ha, i-multiply nimo si negative 3 sa ija kaugalingon ka 12. So that's negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 kadusis siya. And the answer is we have there 531,441. Okay? And then, of course, 1 minus 531,441, the answer is negative 531,440. Sa ubos, no, since they have 1 minus the negative of 3, no, that is 1 minus the negative of 3. If you can still remember, no, na mahimo siyang 1 plus 3. Nganong nahimo mang 1 plus 3, ma'am? Kay di ba naata diri sa ato basic negative 3, no, sa integers, na if naa siya minus diri, then mahimo siyang addition. No, you would change sa ubos and at the same time ang imo kuan minus diha na sign, and then mahimo na siyang addition, which is 1 plus 3, that's 4. Now, if you multiply 3 to negative 531,440, so the answer is what? What's the answer? That is, I think 1 million, no? That's negative 1,594,320. And then, i-divide pa na nimo siya by 4. That becomes negative 398,580. Therefore, the series of the first 12 terms of the geometric sequence is negative 398,580. Okay, so now let's go to the third one. We have their harmonic sequence. No? So, harmonic sequence and arithmetic sequence are something like pari-parihara, but reciprocal na lamang ng harmonic sequence or ng arithmetic sequence ang harmonic sequence. So, kung may harmonic sequence, natandari if a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 3, a sub n are terms of an arithmetic sequence, then the sequence of reciprocals of these terms, 1 over a sub 1, 1 over a sub 2, 1 over a sub 3, to 1 over a sub n is called a harmonic sequence. Which means, ang ato formula na gamiton is same sa arithmetic sequence. Pero, ang ato ra himuon is baliktaron nato siya. So, like for example, no, natay sequence na 2, 4, 6. Okay? So, pag abot sa harmonic sequence, that becomes 1/2, 1/4, 1 over 6. No? So, pag maingon ta na, what is the 10th term of the harmonic, the 4th term na lang, para dali-dali. The 4th term of the harmonic sequence. Okay? So, the 4th term of the harmonic sequence is 8. Pwede sa ta magamit sa formula sa arithmetic sequence, pero pag makita na nato ang answer dana, ato siya baliktaron para mauna ang answer sa harmonic sequence. Like for this one, 8 man ang ika-4th term. So pag abot sa harmonic, the answer is 1 over 8. So kinahanglan ta ma-aware kung kinsa ang gipangita, kung si arithmetic ba or si harmonic. Kung si harmonic sequence, same na gamiton sa arithmetic sequence, but ato ra siya i-reciprocal. Kabaliktaran. Okay? Ang numerator nasa denominator, ang denominator nasa numerator pag harmonic sequence ang hisgutan. Now, let's go to the Fibonacci sequence, the last one. Okay? Fibonacci sequence is a sequence that starts with 1, followed by 1, and proceeds with enumerating the rest of the elements based on a rule that each element is the sum of the preceding two integers. So again, pag Fibonacci gani, nagsugod na siya 1. And then, followed by 1. Kibali, ang musunod ana, i-add nato ang ang duha ka preceding terms. Okay, i-add nato ang duha ka preceding terms. So, natay 1 plus 1, that's 2. Sunod is 2 plus 1, that's 3. Sunod, 3 plus 2, that's 5. Sunod, 5 plus 3, 8. 8 plus 5, that's 13. 13 plus 8, ana. So, continue ra siya, ha? Ang ato ra lamang sa Fibonacci sequence, kay i-add nimo ang duha ka previous terms sa kana na specific na ang term. So, I think that's it. No, we are done with the arithmetic sequence. And then we also have geometric sequence, harmonic sequence, and Fibonacci sequence. So, I hope no, na naatay na sabtan for this discussion. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, everyone.